Well, everybody kind of put up their arms and said, hey, help us out here. If you're successful, you've had a really compliant, profitable, proposal or GSA schedule for 20 years, are you really gonna make me do this all over again? So what GSA did is they came out and they said, okay, if you're a successful legacy contractor, you still have to submit a proposal, but you don't have to do everything that you had to do in the past. So there are some steps taken out of the process. One would be no financial, no project experience, some of the things that you just don't have to do anymore. The other positive that GSA did is they did something called dual contracting. So if you have a BPA, you cannot transfer a BPA to a new contract number. So what you need to do is GSA will work with you to do a dual contract. So you're going to keep your contract that you have, you're going to run out your BPA, task orders, and then you're going to have your other new GSA schedule up online, so that you have to bid on a new BPA and have those option out years, you can do it. And if you go into, those of you who are familiar with GSA, if you go into GSA Advantage, you'll see a lot of companies already showing 2 schedule numbers. But it's imperative if you have BPAs to figure this out now, because those BPAs are not going to continue once your first schedule ends. And I did recently see, I think GSA is being proactive in terms of sending emails to contractors coming up on that 20 year. But right now, you can actually get a new schedule, a dual, even in 15 years, 14, as soon as you enter your last option period, start thinking about it. It's time to really go. Because if you're doing a new proposal and you don't have those years covered in your schedule, you can't bid it. So it's a very important initiative to look at. So let's talk about the proposal process. And obviously this is going to be very top level. But, excuse me, all the solicitations have 3 sections: administration, technical, and the pricing section. Now, unfortunately, I'd love to say that the instructions across all of the GSA offices are the same. They're not. I mean, you've got to read each and every solicitation. There's just differences that are in there. Administration, straight up, is pretty much the same. You have to give 2 years of financials. You have to do what's called a readiness assessment. GSA wants to make sure you really understand what GSA is. They want to make you understand that you've got to go out and market this. This is not like you can't sit back and do nothing when you win it. You also have to do a compensation plan if you are doing services. A letter of authorization if you're using a third party. So basic information, you can get through that. Technical section, a little bit harder. 4 pieces. Okay, if you're doing services, project experience, 2 for each SIN that you're doing, and 3 if you're on an IT-70 contract. They require 1 more than the others. You have to do what's called open ratings, which is D&B, it's your past performance. You have to submit a form, you pay $125, I think, and the vendors that you select will send back a response on your performance, and you get a score. And you can show you or explain to you the kinds of questions they ask. You can certainly see that ahead of time. So you have to have an appropriate score in order to be awarded a GSA schedule. You have to do a section called corporate experience. How does what your company's been doing relate to the type of schedule that you want? If you want an IT-70 schedule and all you've done is sell widgets unrelated to IT-70, you're not going to qualify. So you have to explain about 6 to 7 questions. They tell you exactly what you need to say for corporate experience. The 4th piece is called quality control. Same thing. You have to answer about 6 questions How do you keep your quality control so we know that you have an internal process and procedure in place? So that's the next section. The hard section, pricing. A lot of pieces to this. Each of the solicitations has a pricing proposal spreadsheet. They give it to you. It's called a PPL, price proposal list. And it's different for products, obviously, versus services. So you're going to complete that based on the RFP. You're going to have to substantiate your pricing. I mean, you can't just say, I want to charge the government $100 for, an IT developer, okay? GSA needs to understand that you have sold it before, or that you have been awarded a contract where they've accepted that particular rate. So there has to be substantiation. GSA has now stepped into a new direction of, in addition to the invoices, market analysis. Now, I will tell you that we do our own market analysis every time we submit a proposal or a mod. We do it on our end. We do it ahead of time. It's usually accepted or at least questioned, and you have a basis for starting discussion. So I advise you, if you're doing a mod, to add labor categories or products, or doing a revenue schedule, do your own market analysis. Look out there. There's ways we can tell you how to do that. In the pricing section, there's also a pricing narrative. Why do you think your prices are fair and reasonable? Explain it all. What kind of economic price adjustment clause do you want? You need to talk about, you have your choice, and I'm going to go over those when I talk about mods. There's also the famous, and we're going to talk about this, commercial sales practice form, your CSP, which is really your legal representation of your commercial terms and conditions. This is where you're telling the government what you do commercially and who your classes of customers are, and we will talk about that. So that's just a summary of the actual proposal. That's all going to get uploaded. It's great. The GSA has an electronic system where you can upload all of this. If I can only get the VA, I don't know if anybody has VA schedule in here, but nothing is electronic, and it makes it so much harder to deal with. So let's talk about the commercial sales practice. Julia's going to hand out, and if you could just pass them over, for those of you who don't have a GSA schedule, at least you will know, I thought there might be something I could put this up on the board, but there's not. But just something to kind of look at, because as I go over this, and I don't have enough, because we didn't know how many people would be here to copy them all, but at least you can take a look at them. Just here for a minute to pass that out.